Year 10,000 BC, before kings, before money, before written names, a world of bone, fire, hunger, and night. The horizon is not a line, it is a warning. A tribe survives by one rule: take only what you can carry, because everything else gets stolen, spoiled, or killed for. But imagine this: a child is born who does not fear hunger the way everyone else does. Not because he is stronger, because he is obsessed with one idea, not survival, scale. What if MrBeast was born in the Stone Ages? This is Midnight Hypotheticals, where logic meets imagination and history is tested by systems. Tonight's question is simple. What happens when modern spectacle, generosity, and optimization collide with a world that does not have surplus? The Stone Age is not one era. It is a long, brutal reality. Most humans live in small groups, 20, 30, maybe 50. A band held together by kinship, fear, and routine. Food is everything, not wealth, not status, not philosophy, calories. There is no store, no warehouse, no safety net. When the hunt fails, the tribe shrinks. When winter hits, the weak disappear quietly. And when someone hoards, the group notices fast. Because in a world this tight, generosity is not kindness, it is strategy. If you give too little, you look selfish. If you give too much, you look suspicious. And if you make people feel dependent on you, you become a threat to whoever is already in charge. Leadership is not elected, it is tolerated. Usually, it belongs to the strongest hunter, or the oldest voice, or the person who claims the spirits speak through them. And the tribe survives by obeying invisible rules. Share the meat, respect the ritual, do not disturb the balance. This world does not reward disruption, it punishes it, because disruption gets people killed. So now ask yourself, what kind of person could possibly change a system like that? Not a warrior, not a prophet, a builder of attention. He is born ordinary, small, loud, restless. But even as a child, he watches people, not like a predator, like an engineer. He studies what makes the tribe move, what makes them laugh, what makes them panic, what makes them follow. He is not the best hunter. He is not the strongest fighter. He is the kid asking questions that feel wrong in this century. Why do we hunt like this? Why do we split like that? Why do we accept that winter just takes people? And most dangerous of all, why do we keep living small? The elders don't like him. The shaman doesn't like him. Because he doesn't just challenge decisions, he challenges inevitability. He starts with harmless stunts, climbing higher than anyone is supposed to climb, running farther than anyone should run, daring others to do it too. Not because it helps survival, because it creates a crowd. In the Stone Age, you cannot buy attention. You earn it by risk. And he learns the oldest rule of human psychology. If you can gather eyes, you can gather power. Now translate MrBeast into Stone Age terms. He doesn't have money, but he understands something money is built on: incentives. He understands that people will do painful things if the reward feels public, immediate, and undeniable. So he manufactures the rarest resource in his era: certainty. Section A, functional advantage. He organizes labor like it's a game. He proposes challenges that secretly solve survival problems, not with speeches, with competition. First team to build the best shelter wins first pick of the fire spot. Fastest group to gather berries gets extra meat. Whoever shapes the sharpest spear gets to lead the next hunt. And suddenly, people work harder than they ever have, because work now has a scoreboard. Section B, psychological leverage. He makes effort visible. In a small tribe, resentment grows in silence. He flips it. He turns contribution into status. He makes laziness expensive socially, not through punishment, through comparison. Section C, system exploitation. He finds waste. The tribe loses food because they store it wrong. They hunt without coordination. They move camp too late. They don't plan. He pushes for small upgrades that compound. Better smoke drying, better tool schedules, better scouting routines. Simple systems, not magic, just consistency. Section D, scale. Then he does the unthinkable. He links groups. He convinces nearby bands to meet, to cooperate, to trade, to compete peacefully. In an era built on isolation, he manufactures an event, a gathering, a spectacle, a festival of challenges. And the prize is not gold. The prize is food, tools, safety, belonging. For the first time, people feel something unfamiliar, surplus, and surplus is dangerous. Because surplus creates hierarchy, surplus creates envy, surplus creates rulers. Power like this does not remain unnoticed. This is where it becomes real, not because he is capable, because people begin to believe. Layer 1, the first believer. It's a young hunter, average, invisible, always second place, always overlooked. He wins one of the challenges, not by strength, by endurance, by refusing to quit. And when the reward comes, it's public, immediate, undeniable. A portion of meat, a better spear tip, a place near the fire. For the first time in his life, effort changes his position. That is not entertainment. That is ideology. Layer 2, small group spread. At night, in the dark, people talk. Not about spirits, not about fear, about possibility. They repeat the rules of the games. They argue about strategies. They plan for the next gathering. And something shifts. People stop discussing survival like fate. They start discussing it like a system. Layer 3, language mutation. The tribe's words begin to change. Tradition becomes stagnation. Obedience becomes weakness. Sharing becomes investment. Not everyone likes it, but everyone feels it. Layer 4, false stability. For a short season, it works. Food stores last longer. Shelters are stronger. Conflicts decrease because rewards feel fair. The tribe grows. Children survive winter. Elders live longer. People laugh more. And that is the most dangerous moment. The moment the tribe thinks the old rules were never necessary. Layer 5, detection. The shaman goes quiet. Not angry, quiet. The chief stops showing up to the gatherings. Not refusing, watching. Strangers appear at the edge of camp. Not to trade, to count. And you can feel it. The system has noticed the imbalance. It doesn't start with violence. It starts with authority. The chief calls a meeting, the old kind. Not a game, not a festival. A circle, a fire, a decision. The accusation is simple. You are making people loyal to you, not to the tribe. The shaman adds a second layer. The spirits are angry because you are turning survival into performance, because you are tempting fate. MrBeast responds the only way he knows how. He reframes. He says the tribe is not cursed, it's inefficient. He says the gods are not punishing them, they are unprepared. He says the old leadership isn't sacred, it's outdated. For a moment, the crowd wavers, because they remember the winter. They remember the empty belly. They remember the children that did not make it. And they also remember the season of surplus. The chief sees what is happening. Not disagreement, division. So he does what systems always do when they feel challenged. He makes an example. MrBeast has real advantages, but the Stone Age has limitations that do not care about ambition. Limitation 1, no durable surplus. Food spoils, animals migrate, weather shifts. You can optimize, but you cannot control winter. A bad season erases a year of progress. Limitation 2, communication ceiling. No writing, no long-distance coordination, no reliable memory outside living mouths. His events depend on him being present. His system is not yet portable, not yet replicable, not yet safe. Limitation 3, fragile cohesion. Competition creates effort. It also creates resentment. People start keeping score even when they should be sharing. Losers accuse winners. Winners hoard to stay winners. The very game that builds surplus begins to fracture unity. Limitation 4. Institutional threat response. The chief and shaman are not irrational. They are defending the one thing that keeps people alive, a single authority. Because multiple centers of power in a small tribe means conflict. Conflict means death. And here is the human limitation. MrBeast's entire engine is attention. But attention in the Stone Age is not likes, it is proximity. The more eyes on him, the more danger follows him. Jealousy, fear, rivals, violence. He cannot scale without becoming a target. The movement breaks in pieces. Some followers leave with him, chasing the promise of bigger gatherings. Others beg to return to the old ways, terrified of what they started. A hunting party goes wrong, not because of the games, because of weather, because of chance, because life is still life, and the tribe needs someone to blame. The chief points to the disruption, the shaman points to the spirits, the crowd points to the man who made them believe. He is not executed in a dramatic scene. That would make him important. He is removed, exiled, driven out, or forced to vanish into another band, another valley, another fire. The last thing he hears is not hatred, it's disappointing. Because hope is the most dangerous thing you can give people when you cannot guarantee it. Here is what realistically happens next. First, institutional response. The chief reasserts control, publicly. He bans the gatherings. He ends the competitions. He restores the old distribution rules. The shaman declares it taboo, a spirit offense, a dangerous idea, the kind that invites famine. Second, information control. There is no written record, so control is simple. You stop speaking his name. You retell the story with a warning, not a celebration. The boy who made games out of hunger, the man who angered winter, the one who made people forget their place. Third, system reset. Tribes return to small circles. Trading continues, but cautiously. Large gatherings become rare, not because they are impossible, because they are politically unstable. Fourth, human cost. The followers who pushed hardest are watched. Some are driven out. Some are forced into submission, not for cruelty, for containment. Because the tribe learns a lesson, not about generosity, about disruption. History, at this scale, does not memorialize anomalies. It deletes them. Not because they failed to matter, because they mattered too much. The story ends here, but the question doesn't. If MrBeast was born in the Stone Ages, would he have accelerated civilization, or would civilization have erased him before it could change? Tell me what you think in the comments. Would the tribe have followed the promise of surplus, or chosen stability over hope? Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and don't miss the next Midnight Hypothetical, because the next question might keep you up tonight.